That is some tasty coffee. I wanted to talk about James Rolfe and see how many fans left there are of James. I believe he still has a pretty big fan base. Um, a lot of people, after a lot of the controversies and stuff, they stopped being as much of a fan of James. Um, but I personally disagree. I'm still a fan of James. I understand a lot of the stuff that's happened with the channel. And you could argue that the channel's Cinemassacre is different now. Um, but I don't think that's a reason to hate James or anything. Even though the channel isn't the same as it used to be, I do believe that James has his reasons for everything he does. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that James is a businessman and he um, he has to make certain decisions and do things that are best for him and the channel and his family. And we might not always agree with it, but like if you go on the Cinemassacre Truth subreddit, there's a lot of people who don't agree with the direction he's taken the channel, um, and which is fine. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Um, I personally don't watch the channel hardly at all these days. And that's nothing against James. For one thing, they don't put out a lot of videos. Um, and I've tried to watch some of the recent AVGN episodes, and um, I watched a little bit into him, and then I kind of stopped. I feel like with some of the recent episodes of AVGN, he's kind of gone back to some of the things that made AVGN what it was. But um, to be real honest, I'm just busy doing a lot of other things. So that's one of the reasons I don't watch the channel as much. But I still do check in from time to time with Cinemasker, and I check out the channel sometimes, and I still do support James, even though I don't watch the channel as much. But I am a truther as well, though. I'm active on the Cinemasker Truth subreddit, and uh, I'm just a person who, you know, like every other truther, I have been a fan for a long time, but I wish things would go back to how they were, but I still support James, so it's kind of like, you know, I don't have anything against James, but I do sometimes miss the way things were. But I'm hopeful about the future, and hopefully, I hope everything works out for James, and I want the channel to keep going and succeed.